Hey everybody, welcome back to My Spirit Experience. My name is Heidi Steffens, and I wanted to talk to you today about a subject that is not always fun to talk about. And the reason I wanted to talk about it today is there was a post that I saw this weekend, post or a video, I'm not sure, and it talked about transitioning when people pass away. And it's a tough subject to talk about, and I understand that. However, I know that the interpretation of it can be different for a lot of people. So I wanted to give you my understanding of it. And I'm not saying that what anybody else puts out there is wrong. That's not what I'm saying at all. I have witnessed or been able to hold space for many people over my lifetime as they have transitioned out of this world. Now, some people knew it was coming, some it was unexpected, but I've been able to be present and hold space for a lot of people who knew it was coming and just talk to spirit or angels or whoever was able to talk to me about many situations that I've been involved in or heard about to understand better what's happening or what did happen. And so I wanted to share some of that with you because I saw this post. And the post stated, there was other things that it talked about. It went on in depth about a couple other things around transitioning, but the first thing it talked about was that when it's time to transition, it's very peaceful and everything is good as soon as you transition. Everything is good. And I don't want to say that it isn't, because that's not where I'm going. So just right out of the gate, I want to take everybody off their, shock that they're like, oh no, what's going to happen? I'm not going there, but I don't want everybody to think like, hey, it's just peace and love as soon as you transition, because it's a lot more complex than that. I'll say that. It's just a lot more complex than just leaving your body and you're floating and peaceful. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't mean that it's hard. It just means that it's more complex. Why is it complex? Well, what doesn't seem to be complex in this lifetime, right? I talked to my spirit guides a long time ago about why they're here. What are they doing? Why do they come here with us? We have these spirit guides and helpers, and I'll do another video on them another time. But why do we have spirit guides and helpers, right? And they said there's top 3 reasons. They help us get here. If we're supposed to incarnate, they're going to help us get here. So that's one of their jobs, is to help us find our way in. And then the second reason is to help us walk our path. Whatever it is that we came here to do. And I made a small video on soul purpose, but we talked about soul purpose a little bit to help us remember what it is that we're doing here. Why did we come? There's so many reasons why we came. There's so many levels to soul purpose, and they're here to help us figure some of that out. So that's another reason, the second reason. Third reason is help us get out. We came, we saw, we left, right? So they're helping us leave, because that's hard too. It's hard to come, it's hard to go. And that's part of their job, is to help us find our way out. And if you think about every birth on this planet is different. It could be so minuscule as to the differences from one birth to the next. 2 humans could be giving birth at the exact time, in the exact place. They could be of the exact age, exact background, but the births will be different because maybe their bodies are different in some way, or their histories around birth are different, or their fears around birth are different, or the babies are different. There's so many little nuances that could create differences in these births. Every birth is different. So we need help. We need help getting in. Every transition out, every death is also different. I don't care if you have the same person coming from the same background with the same lifestyle. Something is going to be different about that transition. So every passing is also different. And again, it doesn't mean it's good, bad. It's just there's so many complexities to transitioning out. If you are totally ready to leave this planet, it's coming, or even if you don't know it's coming, right? You might not know it's coming, but you still are so ready. Whenever it's your time, you feel very ready. it's still going to be a process to get you out. Now, why? It's because these human bodies are so ingrained in this experience, in this dimension, in this process. We are a part of it because we are a part of everything. With these human bodies, we are a part of this physical place. So it's going to take some help detaching from it, even if you're totally ready. You're like, whatever, it's my time, I am ready to go. There's still some unhooking to do because we were human. And now we are going to be eternal souls again, exclusively without these human bodies. So there's some unhooking that needs to be done to get us so that we're totally free to move about wherever we're going. And that can be a process. Sometimes it's a process just because it's like, wow, there's a lot to unhook from. I was ready, but I didn't realize how much there was to unhook because we can't see it from within ourselves. It's not something that we have access to as a human. And so our spirit guides are helping us with that as we move out of our bodies. They're like, hey, let's go here and just unhook some stuff. I call it the healing place. That's what I call it. It's the healing place where we can unhook. It doesn't have to take long. In human timelines, it doesn't have to take long. But I don't know what that means because human time and spirit time is different. But it doesn't take long from what I understand. Even if there's a lot to unhook, it can be a smooth process and a quick process in human time. Great. I guess that would be what we would hope for, ideal scenario, right? I guess most of us would. I would hope for that. But we can't know that that's how it's going to happen. Because we don't know all the pieces that need to be unhooked, all the little strings that need to be detached and cut. And that's why we have spirit guides, because they're going to help us with that. They're going to help us unhook from whatever it is that we are hooked into still. Now, as we add complexities, like we're not ready to go. I'm not ready to leave yet. Whether you know it's coming or you don't, you're not ready to leave. That adds layers of complexities. There's different emotions around that, whether it's just uncertainty or unfinished business, or you're just sad, or you don't want to leave your loved ones, or whatever it is. You've got more work to do. There's just so many layers of complexities that we don't understand when we're human. And that can take time to unhook. So again, we go into this healing place with our spirit guides and they're like, let's unhook some of this stuff. And from what they've shown me, from holding space for a lot of people who have transitioned, and people come to see me and say, I have a loved one that passed. Can you tell me what happened? Can you tell me more about that process? So I've looked at a lot of this as well for people to help them on this side. They're getting taken care of on the other side for the most part, I'll come to that in a second. But we have struggled on this side to deal with the spiritual aspect of it sometimes. And of course, the emotional, mental, physical pieces of it that also go with losing someone that we care about or that we just know. So I've looked at this a lot too, and I've gotten a lot of similar answers, to some degree, factoring in the complexities that we have to, that are there that we don't even understand. So there's these levels of complexities that have to be unhooked based on your life, your lifestyle, your beliefs, no beliefs, whatever it is. There's so many things that factor into that. So that's what's going to make it different for everybody. And it doesn't mean it's going to be bad. Like, I don't want to say it's bad. And it doesn't mean it's going to be scary. It's just that there's things to unhook. And then in this unhooking, there's also this process of owning your decisions, what you did with your life, that kind of thing. And so I the only way I can describe it is it's kind of like going through another checklist. You went through one before you came, like, hey, here's what you're going to work on. You go through another one when you come out. You're like, yeah, this is what you did. Let's look at this. And that can be good, or, you could be regretting or ashamed or proud or whatever those human emotions that you want to attach to it. But again, part of that's the unhooking, right? It's just this is where we're at. So let's look at this. And that's part of this process of transitioning. And as we're still unhooking, we have those human experiences and those human emotions pulling at us. So it's not always easy or smooth because that human piece of us wants to just be like, well, it's not just, it is. I feel these emotions around it, like I said, this pride or shame or regret or happiness or whatever. So those sometimes add to the timeline of how much unhooking is being done. Then you factor in other pieces that add to the complexities, like, someone is sick or they're not of their mind, they're not aware of what's happening when they're transitioning. So that takes time for healing as well. It's not just a poof, I'm done, I'm ready. Now that I'm out of my body, it's all good. It's sometimes we need rest. Like, we need time to process the fact that we're out of these bodies and not fully ready to understand what this eternal experience is again. We're not ready to become aware of that quite yet. And that's okay. It's okay to be in that in-between. That's why we have spirit guides, to take care of us, to hold us in that sacred space that says, we will help you. You stay here as long as you need to feel okay to move on again. And so they hold us in that space. And that's a beautiful thing. And that can take time. Sometimes people are in the healing space for what we think is a long time. When someone asks me, well, why are they still in the healing space? They died 5 years ago, or 12 years ago, or 3 months ago, and they think that's too long. It's like, I don't know. But what I do know is that human time and spirit time is not the same. So when we are in human time and we think, wow, 5 years, 12 years, 3 months, wow, that feels like a long time. It might, because we're in a lower vibration place right now than going out of our bodies, going into the healing place and wherever we go after that. It's a higher vibration place. Time is different. So it's not this long, like you're just laying there for 12 years in a hospital bed kind of thing. That's not how it works. It might feel instantaneous when you're in the healing place, when you decide, I feel better, I'm ready to go. You don't know how much time has passed here. So it's okay to be in the healing place for as long as you need to be in the healing place. And that's what your spirit guides are helping you do, is get to the place where you're like, I'm okay to go. I'm okay to move on from this, to do whatever it is that I'm supposed to do. But that involves some kind of help and processing and looking at things. So it isn't just this ta-da, and I'm ready to move on. And again, for some people it might be, but a lot of people it isn't, because this is hard. We come here because it's hard. I probably have said this before. We don't come here because it's easy. We're already in a place where things are good. We come here because we're like, why do I have to figure this out? How could people figure this out? I remember being human before, now I have to be human again because I want to try this again. I want to figure this out. So we come here and it's hard. So that detaching it takes time. But you've got guides and angels and whoever else is with you, loved ones to meet you when you go, when you transition out of these bodies. So you're going to be okay. Just trust. And one of the things that I know is helpful, because I've seen this both ways, is having some kind of faith. Some kind of faith that there's more to this. I've worked with people who are like, there's nothing else, this is it. And that's your choice, and that is how you want to do it in this lifetime, then that's part of your soul purpose, okay. But when I watch the transition happen, I will tell you, having some kind of faith that you can hang on to, that you can lean into, that can carry you when times are tough, even if you couldn't describe it to anybody else, but you know there's something greater than all of us. That is helpful when it's time to transition. When this world starts to fade away and the other ones start to open up, this expansive, eternal existence starts to open up, it's really helpful to have something that you can hang on to and you go, I know there's going to be more, instead of as this fades away and you think there's nothing out there. That can be really scary, and I've seen it. And it can be scary. So having some kind of faith, even if you can't define it, it doesn't have to be a religion. It can be whatever makes you feel like there's more to this than just me. There's more to this than just our bodies and this physical place. I know it. I believe it. If I can't describe it, I know it. So that's what I would say is the most helpful thing, if you're wondering about this transition and what's going to happen, is have some kind of faith that this will continue. And this faith in unconditional love, and that there are beings who love you and will take care of you and are already taking care of you and with you, that is worth everything. It is so, so important. So anyway, I wanted to create this little video just to address this, because as soon as I saw it, it kind of hit me, and I went, but I understand why, like at first level, that's necessary to know that there's something else. Great. And then as we move into this spiritual world, into a deeper place where we have more understanding of it, there's these complexities that you want to know about. If you're really curious about this, you want to know about it and say, like, okay, this is a whole process, and it takes time, and I have a say in it, and I can do things now to help myself, as I'm living this life, trying to be a good human, trying to atone for things that I've maybe done that I'm, I look back on and go, I probably wouldn't do that again, or I shouldn't have done it, maybe, however you want to look at things. So we can do preparation now to get ready for that as well, but some of it just has to wait, because we can't see everything in our own life while we're in it. That would be, I think, impossible. I'll say impossible, but I'm sure Spirit will throw me a curveball at some point and say, there's always an exception. So anyway, that's my talk today, and I can go into more detail on it, because I'm sure if I hear from anybody that needs more detail or specifics, send me questions. Go to myspiritexperience.com. That's how you can get a hold of me. So if you're like, well, let's talk about this more in depth, I want to know these questions around it. Or like I said in my last video, if you're in the area and you want to have a sit down and do this together, we'll make a video because you have questions and let's talk about it. Get a hold of me on my website, myspiritexperience.com, and we can talk about it and do a video for it. Might be more interesting than me just sitting here talking to you. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for tuning in today, listening to my understanding of transitions. And again, I can talk more in depth about it, but this is just a quick, here's my view of it, because I saw this post and I was like, gosh, that's just such a small piece of it, but it isn't all of it. So anyway, I hope you all are safe and feeling okay and moving through this planet with some sense of feeling loved. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video, and take care until then.